Hello, 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 and welcome to Aproko Hour on Viva Niger Radio. I am Rachel Onamusi, your host for the evening, and I cannot wait to get started. It is my favorite happy hour on a Friday evening. It is Aproko Hour where we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the downright scandalous events that have happened during this week. There's so much to talk about. I can't even believe it. People have just been misbehaving. All sorts of things have been going on. And the highlight of our Aproko Hour, the highlight of our show, the highlight of the entire evening is none other than Abike Jagaban. Those Yorubas of social media, or whatever the hashtag Yorubas of social media, she released a Facebook live video. That video was, in fact, I listened to it and I'm pregnant at this point. It's just a lot. So we're gonna talk about that right at the very end to give people time to log on and give people time to say their 2 cents. But we will be talking about Buhari. We'll be talking about Monica Ambrose. If you don't know who she is, you're about to find out. We'll be talking about Usher. Usher keeps letting it burn. It's getting worse and worse. But we're going to talk about all of it. And we're also going to talk about, well, does anyone owe you the right to tell you if they have an STI or not? Should you not just insist on safe sex as a standard practice? We're going to talk about all of this and more within the next 60 minutes. If you'd like to come on board and join us, the telephone number you need is, if you're dialing from the UK, 0330-998-1261. If you're calling us from the States, you're going to need 712-770-4032. Excuse me, frog in my throat. If you are calling us from Nigeria, the telephone number is 01440-5024. That number again is 01440-5024. In all three instances, you are going to need the access code. That access code is 264812. So please feel free to call us. We've got local numbers. No matter what country you're in, you should be able to reach us and give us your 2 cents, because we're going to be seriously talking about it this week. So first of all, we're going to start with Buhari, right? So our president, the president of Nigeria, who has been away on sick leave for more than 90 days now, all of a sudden out came the old propaganda machine grinding away, releasing pictures of so-called Senate leaders, government officials, the leaders of the country, all supposed to have met up with Buhari, a very frail and fragile looking Buhari from the pictures I could see, and stating that they'd met up with him, just some kind of proof that he was still alive, right? Some kind of proof that they could actually still see him. Well, a lot of people have been saying that the pictures look doctored, they look photoshopped, they look like, it's not possible that Buhari only has that one brown jalabia. I don't know what we are paying presidents these days, but I'm sure we're paying them enough to have a change of clothes. There were also conspiracy theories about the fact that in one of the pictures, they could see the reflection of just about every other person around the table, but Buhari's picture couldn't be seen. Buhari's reflection couldn't be seen in the mirror in the photograph that came out, suggesting that it was a very poorly done Photoshop job. People are saying, if indeed there is something, if indeed they did see the president, why do we not have a recording of it? Why was there no addressing the nation? Why was there no national address? Why was there no, you guys, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm still hale and hearted, I'm still sending you my best regards? Why do we have a president that is in absentia for this length of time? Don't get me wrong, other countries have had presidents that couldn't perhaps come out for public service. We know, J. Edgar Hoover or Eisenhower. My history is shocking, but America has had its fair share of presidents. One had a stroke, one was in a wheelchair, one was in the White House just getting head under the Oval Office table. But that's a story for another day. At least he was clocking in and doing his 9 to 5. Nigeria has a president that is completely absent, and I don't know what powers Osinbajo has. I don't know that he has the full power of the presidency. I don't know that he can do certain things. I don't know, for example, if he can reshuffle the cabinet. I don't know, for example, if he can sign off on certain things, or if that is something only a president can do. And if that is the case, why do we not have an interim president put in place, like the same way we did in the Yaradua time? So it's not really a case of whether they really truly saw Buhari or they didn't see Buhari. It's not really truly a case of if Buhari is alive or if Buhari is dead. I, for one, firmly believe that the president is alive. I believe he's alive. I don't know in what state. I don't know why he has chosen not to speak. I don't know why he has chosen not to address his nation, especially when he went to hell and high water and back again to become the president of Nigeria. But I do believe that he is alive. What I don't like is the fact that they're treating Nigerians like they're treating us like imbeciles, basically. They're treating us like fools. You don't have a president and you don't feel like you should say nothing to us. You haven't given us a leader. You haven't given us a substantive, this is what is happening. If this was any other nation in the world, there would be nothing else on the airwaves, on the news channels, in pubs, in bars, in any other thing across the land other than we have a missing president. But in Nigeria, we're expected to just suck it up and move on. In the meantime, there's floods, there's killings, there's Evans, a kidnapper, is demanding millions of naira as compensation because he believes he's been unfairly treated. It's all going to hell in a handbasket. And we're not under any kind of leadership. All we have is Osinbajo, who, bless him, is doing a fantastic job. He's probably doing a better job than Buhari could ever have done if Buhari was actually hale and hearty. But he is, to all intents and purposes, just the vice president trying to fill big shoes, which, at the end of the day, I'm glad if there were to be a vice president, it were him and not, some other lunatic or some other 70-year-old or 80-year-old despot who's only interested in grabbing whatever he can before he dies on the seat. As we know, a lot of our presidents think it's a lifetime job. Even the same Buhari is someone who went away and came back X number of years after the fact to try and be president again. I just think if the president is too old to preside over the nation he fought for, a nation that he said he wanted to rule, a nation that I'm going to put my hand up and say I'm not necessarily pro-Buhari, but I was certainly anti-Goodluck Jonathan. I was 100% anti-Goodluck Jonathan, and I was happy when he didn't win. I was happy Buhari got the seat. If Buhari now feels that he cannot live up to his promises for whatever reasons, he has health issues or whatever the case may be, then he needs to step down and let someone else take control. It doesn't make sense that we would just have a missing president and we're just supposed to be cool with it. We're just supposed to just accept that as facts and just move on, basically. And the insults to which no one even says, this is what is happening. The insults where we don't even have APC and PDP battling it out on the ground saying, oh no, that's not really what happened, or this is where he is, or whatever. The insults where no one is even going out on the streets trying to reassure people. The insults where you hold a dinner and you send fuzzy pictures and you say, oh, here's proof positive that the president is still alive and he's perfectly fine, so let's all just continue because he's alive. In the UK, in a foreign country, he has not presided over the nation, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for like 4 months now, 5-6 months, because he actually went away. He came to the UK for a while, and then he went back to Nigeria for all of a week or a fortnight or something, and then he left. So this second stint is actually the longest stint, but this is a second stint. So altogether, he's been out of power for about 5 months, and people are just saying, just expecting people to be cool with it. So yeah, I think it's very insulting to the people of Nigeria, and I think it is insulting to think that because people don't question you, because they have things to get on with, e.g. their daily bread, doesn't mean you should disrespect them and take them for fools. Yes, we're not all going to go and carry a placard and walk on the streets and demonstrate and say, if the president can't preside, then he might as well step down. Guess why? Because the bottle of kerosene now is some kind of 70 naira, this and this. Everybody's trying to switch from NEPA to generator. Who doesn't have generator has inverter. Who doesn't have inverter has solar power. Who doesn't have solar paneling has rechargeable. They got shit to do. People have shit to do. People are busy bailing water out of their homes and trying to restore their destroyed electronics and things like that. So if people don't come up and say, hey, let's drop everything we're doing and let's look for this missing president, or let's demand an answer, it's not because they don't care. It's because their lives are fraught with all of the issues that the public sector should have taken care of. So you, at the very least, owe them an explanation, even if it is a lie. And at least, please make the lie sensible. Please make it intelligent. Don't make some stupid lie, like some fuzzy pictures. I was like, is this the best? Is this the best the propaganda machine can come up with? Is this the best? Let's just assume those pictures were genuine. I don't know that they are, but let's assume those pictures were genuine. Seriously? Is that what? Oh, are we all supposed to go back to bed? Oh, some people sat down and had lunch with him. Oh, I guess that's okay then. It doesn't matter that he's not stepped foot in Nigeria for more than 5 months. It doesn't matter that we've had Osinbajo who's been flying at half-mast because he doesn't have all the powers of presidency. Well, I guess if you sat down and you had a bottle of Coke with him, well, all's well in the land then, I guess. So it's really irritating. It's very heartbreaking to think that because Nigerians don't stand up and demand their rights means that you should take them for a fool all the time. There are people genuinely just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, just trying to live, just trying to make the best of what the situation they've got. People are drilling boreholes by themselves. People are drilling gutters by themselves. People are making their own electricity. People are fixing the streets outside their house because the pothole keeps messing with their shock absorber of their little 504 that they've got. People are trying to, go out on a Friday night just to release some of the tension that they've got going on. They don't have time to look for the missing president. So if you are in the Senate, if you are in a position of leadership, if you are in a position to even tell us what the what's going on, then at least do that and don't take the Nigerian public or the Nigerian citizen for a fool. That's just how I feel about it. But I'm not alone in the house. I've just been joined by Bimbo. Hey Bimbo, how are you? TGIF.
Hi, how you doing? Yes, it is Friday. Yay.
It is. It certainly is. I've been ranting and raving at myself for the last 10 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh, where is everyone? Did I get the time wrong? It's definitely Friday, right?
It is Friday. I think that's kind of it. The whole point is it's one of those Fridays where the weather hasn't necessarily been particularly great. Or, some people have just kind of been looking forward to, I just want to get home, I just want to get home, I just want to get home. So it's just one of those days.
I think
but so far so good.
We're here. We made it.
You can rant. Yeah, you can rant for Africa. So
no, but it was a soliloquy on the missing president. So it really wasn't that important. I just feel like we know
the man should just come back to his country, right?
He doesn't even need to come back. If he wants to stay here and die, that's perfectly fine. It's an indictment on our health system. It's an indictment on our health service to say that our president had to fly out to get health care and will probably die abroad. But that's fine.
How does shame not catch him though? But that's the thing. How does shame not catch him?
The cancer or the whatever is wrong with him is more than the shame. So he can catch him, but if he's trying to get cured or trying to get help, he's not going to do it in Asoro Hospital.
But shame should be catching him that he, the president of Nigeria, has to leave the nation to get decent medical care. That it's not like as if he can even call the most splendid doctor in the country and say, I want treatment now. Like some others would do, and be like, okay, this particular doctor, although he's not the White House doctor, this one actually is the best in the world or the best in the country for hearts or something like that. And you just receive a call and they be like, the president or the queen, requires your service. Pretty much drop everything exactly. And get a move on. You can't even do that. I mean, how does she not catch him? He's the president of the country.
I think they sit down. I think there's come a point of cognitive dissonance. They just distance themselves from the Naija, because I would do the same thing. I think I would want to, at the end of the day, he's going to tell you he's not Minister of Health. He's going to tell you that X amount was released, X million, X billion was released to the Ministry for Health and whatever.
That because that's the Nigerian mentality. Of course, he's going to say that. This is part of the problem with Nigeria, is the fact that we have actually been bred to be like, they only care about your own shit and whatnot, and don't worry about the rest of it. And that's just the way we do. That's just the way we do things. It's absolutely acceptable. If Nigerians had been the ones that were responsible for civil rights movement or the suffragettes, I tell you now, we will all still be slaves. And as women, we would have zero rights, because we don't know how to stand up.
It's even the black people in America, as you know. We've just been joined by Rachel. I think she may have muted herself. I know she's doing a couple of things.
No, I'm here.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi,
Rachel.
Hi, Bimbo.
I'm so excited.
I'm still at work. Yeah,
it's Bimbo.
How much time do you have with us today, Rachel? Should we do the topic now?
No, we're good. We're
good? Okay. So let me just go through the sequence the way I wanted to. The topic I would like you to get involved is still coming way at the end. So if you're sure that you're going to be able to stay, that's just fine. I'm okay, fantastic. I really do think that we know what's up. We know what's up. It's like a husband, a wife with a cheating husband. When you go out, I know where you're going to. When you don't come home, or when you come home smelling a perfume, don't bring her over to my house. Don't tell me to go and bring her. Like, the Nigerian leaders should stop taking the Nigerian citizens for fools. Yes, we are fools to a large extent, but I also feel like I've been to Nigeria recently. I go to Nigeria quite a lot. Yes, don't get me wrong. There are people who live in Lekki. There are people who, they go to the bar every day after work. They go and take Cold Stone ice cream just because they feel like it and everything.
They still come back home and turn on their generator. I'm sorry, but this is the other thing as well about Nigerians is y'all focus on the wrong thing, and that includes me as well. Granted, I haven't been to Nigeria in several years, but and I do not exclude myself in what I'm saying here right now, but it is the absolute truth in the fact that in Nigeria specifically, those that live in Nigeria focus on the wrong thing. So long as you can get Cold Stone, now we don't have Italian restaurants. Now we have a
Okay, do you want me to let check in Paro Confoint? Let me give you one scope. Do you know that there are people, this is happening on my father's streets right now. There are people who want to gather money to fix their own roads. Like, okay, we have petitioned, we have carried placard, we have fought. Nobody is coming to this side of sound. Wait now. We are happy to gather. They went from door to door. Everybody brought, whether 50K, everybody brought 100K. There is enough money to actually tar that road properly. It's not right. It's not right that the people should do it. It's not right that I should tar in front of my street on Gold Road, but that's what it is. Do you know that they were point blank told they don't have permission to do that? And they send boys, all this LASMA or LOMA or whatever, whenever they try to do it on the down low, these boys come with big drills, or I don't know what these things, it's like a hammer or something, and they do it, bam! on the floor and break
it up.
whatever is there. Like, you don't have the rights to do this.
It comes back to this shameless nonsense. You're so caught up on the fact that you can't do the job that you're supposed to do, but you still destroy the ones that you think you do. You think you're well within your rights to go and carry hammer and be breaking
and
something
they say,
that someone else is doing because
they
you're
say, who do you think you are? You don't. Shebati sofuni, pé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ tú títì yìí ṣe. Shebati sofuni pé ìjọba ló ní títì yìí. Do you know who do you think you are? We've told you that you can't touch this road. We've told you this is the next time we see anybody. This is something that I witnessed. This is not news or whatever. If they catch you there, actually laying the tar or actually trying to fix the road as a personal individual or a personal firm, they will arrest you on the spot. It's long, Jackie, your family see your body. They will arrest you for fixing your. I think that's
absolutely ridiculous.
It happens. My father's road. This is how it is. This is how it is. It takes him like 5 minutes to actually drive into his compound because you go to the corner of the road, enter the pothole. If you enter a bagger, your car will not make it. And God help you if you are not familiar with the roads. Let's say it's been raining, so there's water on the road. You think the whole road looks solid. There's huge craters. So if you don't know where you're going, you're just gonna. Some people enter its bagger and can't come out again. If it's a low hanging vehicle, they can't come out.
And this is the problem is, even if Nigerians now say, "Oh, let us protest, let us organize a march, and let us go and everything," the first time that one person is giving 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira, 100,000 naira, that's it. They're out of the game. And it's not just going to be one. It's not even just going to be. It's going to be the key people. They sell you out in a freaking heartbeat. There is no fucking loyalty in that country, and that's part of what really annoys me is the fact that you don't. Let's forget about patriotism. Just loyalty to your own individuals that are suffering the way you are. You know, they will sell each other out in a heartbeat, and that is part of what is really quite annoying to me.
I've got.
You know what? Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was just about to say I've got someone else on the line. Telephone number ending 0138. Caller, can you hear me?
Hello, my people. How are you?
Hey, you made it. I completely excused him because obviously, he's going to be calling with
holiday.
He's on holiday. He's supposed to be going around eating from one amala joint to another jollof rice joint and everything. This is going to be an expensive call, but it's so good to hear your voice. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I just figured, I can just call and chime in for a couple of minutes and get out.
Do you know what? While you are here, I should say, before you get out, let's leave all the boring talk. We can talk about that later. I want to get into Abike Jagaban. Dolapo, did you hear the video?
I don't follow this video. I know my wife does. So.
Hey,
So I really don't know much. All I know is that I'm always saying, man, are you on these people's video once again? Why now? Don't you feel like some devolution happening to you rather than
when you listen? Yeah. So let me bring you up to speed, and for anybody else at home or anybody else listening who doesn't know what this is about. So there's some ladies. So the way we have Real Housewives of Atlanta, there are some people called Yorubas of social media. Mm-hmm. They do Facebook video chats. They do all these sort of things. One of them is Esabod. Esabod was actually the first name I ever heard or I ever knew about. She started off like she sells native medicine, not jazzo, as in agbo and things like that to help healing. She does herbs, and if you have anything wrong with you, she can actually mix the whatever concoction to, so it's like alternative medicine, right? That's what she said she does. What she actually does is she sits on Facebook and abuses everybody's father and mother, from Ajimobi to, what's the name of that crazy journalist lady that now, Oluloyo Kemi, what's her name, Kemi Oluloyo or whatever.
Madam Who.
Yes, she has insulted everybody. Esabod seems to be a little bit on the quiet side now. I haven't heard from her in a minute. Now, there was a whole scandal, which we here on Aproko Hour covered, on Abike versus GBK. Now, GBK has gone her own way, her and her bastard baby that she had. Sorry, I don't even like that word. I don't know why I said it. The baby she had for someone who Abike outed her and said is not even her husband she has that child for, that she entered the marriage knowing fully well that she wasn't, she was pregnant for someone else, basically. So, GBK has gone. We haven't heard from GBK. GBK didn't start her own line. Abike is last man standing. Abike Jagaban, that is Sheruba Gbogbo. Abike decided to do a video called Spicing Up Your Sex Life. Now, when you and I say spice up your sex life, what does it mean? Light small candle, maybe wear small nightie, maybe cook his favorite food, maybe, get someone to take the kids for one weekend or something. Hey, Abike said, in fact, what didn't Abike say? Stella, over to you, please.
Nah lie, not to talk this one.
No,
Nah lie, not believe you go use on this one. I have to cover my ears.
No. Me, I feel very, very gangster sometimes. Like I can't even worry. What are we gonna talk about? Man, woman matter. Okay, I'm a grown girl. I can listen to. There was a part that even though I know that there was nobody else in my house with me, I had
you were looking to see somebody else, right?
So running through the list of things, now said either you get your head around, having sex, or get your head around liking it. There's no such thing as I don't like sex. What do you mean by you don't like sex? Get your head around it. See, when you're going out with your husband, all this. The funny thing is, there's very little in what she said, and it's a 27-minute video. There's very little in what she said that I can fault. Everything she said is like, yeah, wear sexy stuff around your husband. Yes, time to time, bend over. If you know he's a cleavage man, show him a little cleavage. If you know he's a bum man, show him a little bun. She said things about making it work after infidelity. She said but the language she employed. I have never heard OBO and OKO said so many times in a 27, every other second.
That's the Yoruba spelling though, so make sure Yoruba spelling.
I was like, nah, I am not grown enough for this. There was another point that she says, she talked about positioning yourself. This is you, I'm giving this gist now. Positioning yourself to take various types of penises. So if you don't want to have sex because it hurts when you're doing it, Elena. If the thing is curved to the left, you too lie down on the right so that oh God. It was crazy.
You did not talk about the licking instruction.
Oh Jesus. The licking, how to lick, how often to lick, where to lick. Oh, and ladies, wash yourself, keep yourselves clean. This. Then she also, I couldn't even keep track of all the things she was saying. But I feel like this. It was raw. It was graphic. It was disgusting. But I think it was needed.
It was appropriate for her targeted audience.
No, not just her targeted audience.
Not just that.
There will be people saying, "Yay, Iyama, Aunty Iti Baje," who need to learn one or two things. She said something about, in the name of you are born again, or in the name of being a Christian, or kotofesile, the husband that you are going out with, you are covered from head to toe. Inside the house, you are covered from head to toe. And this. And even the men too, they'll say, pastor too, will say, no, I'm a pastor. I don't believe in all these kind of things that, fashi that one. Those men, gong, are the men that if you get them behind closed doors, they are the one that will say, "Ooh, in Jesus' name," as she was on point. It was delivered in a way that only Abike could deliver it. It was, my ears were bleeding at the end of it, but I could not think of one thing that I would say, Badem Asobel. Said, winter. Hey, Stella, do you remember winter? She said, winter, that's when she wakes up in that minus something temperature, that's that she just that you know when you're in the mood.
I had to come out of my office and because of you quote like
yeah.
You cannot see a man by her side.
No. Omati forward rap.
I was like that.
And I'm sorry, she was
so yama. You people are so yama. You're so yama.
Who's talking? Is that Carmen?
It's not my Carmen.
Carmen is not here.
Okay.
So she said that if my Bobo was sitting opposite me now, Mati Beremole Toshe Jekpe, if he looks up like this from his newspaper that he's reading, straight into my Punani Lori, straight Lori. I'm like, Kilo Shele, go.
I didn't finish what you I watched like maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes of it, and I'm like, I can't take anymore.
Nah, it was disgusting. And you know the funny
it was just the fact that it was just too bloody graphic, and I'm thinking, you know what? I don't think there's anything she can possibly tell me that I don't already know, so let me leave it at that.
But the funny thing is,
I was not a good student. I was not a good listener. I didn't.
No.
Bring Carmen, Bimbo, go to the side. Bring Carmen, release Carmen. Carmen will enjoy that culture.
Yes. Because yes, you're right. There's nothing she said that we probably don't know. But why then are marriages falling apart? Why then are people grabbing Baba Bosse on the street? Because she said it that especially in this London that there are hyenas. Is that not what she said, Stella? She said hyena lopo junta, and if there's a day that they are selling their market and Baba Bosse is passing and Baba Bosse has not collected or what to lay.
They are not collected since 1930.
Oh wow, that's the end of Baba Bosse. And the way I was looking at her and the way she was saying, there's some people that you're like, this one talks a good game. Tobadori bed in syncolation kokon is a lie. If Abike catches your husband, number one, he won't come home.
He's not coming back home.
But number two, you won't look for him. If somebody tells you, okay, share Daddy Junior, we saw him going into Abike's house, you'll be like, okay, thank you very much. And you'll enter your house and put on your television because there really is nothing left to say at this point. Everything she's saying she was talking to women who had let it grow stale. She was talking to women where Ekomawa, Rapa, Maya. You had a baby. She even talked about postpartum blues. She was like, you just gave birth.
About that.
Yeah, she said, if you just gave birth and you're having these baby blues or whatever, talk to your nurse, talk to the midwife, talk about how you can get back on track. Mind you, and your no, yeah, she talked like, okay, if she's just coming out of, she's had a CS or she's had. Yeah, she actually said either OB or be one gay or more. She went that deep. She went into like regardless of how she has the child, understand that she's still going to be tender, understand that she's still going to be fragile. You, madam, take care of your postpartum blues and all of that. But at the same time, you, Oga, you want to Aurora, share auntie and everything. Respect the fact that she's just had a baby and all of that. So she really went to she covered everybody. She talks about men. So why are you wearing boxers to sleep? I mean, what did Abike say is the problem with men? Oh, she talked about size. That I keep saying that it's a matter of experience. It's not about your size. You have experience. You have to know what your woman likes, ladies.
And I was quite surprised about that. I thought she would be on the side of size is what matters.
Size is everything.
Minus her graphic way of delivering it, she was really, really on point.
She was on point.
She delivered in a style that your boss will understand, and the person selling people will understand, and we get home. But my goodness, I listened to that tape. I listened to it twice.
You will learn. You will take something away from it, even if it's a refresher course of what you already knew, like or what have you. You will also learn one or two things. She was saying about she talked about Dolakwa. Are you still with us? She talked about Onyo Toti Dale. Didn't she, Rachel? She talked about, if your wife is a certain age and everything, of course, gravity is gravity and everything, whatever the case may be. But if you see a man that knows what he's doing with Bobby, oh God, you wouldn't quickly know where your yeti and everything. The way he will be holding it, the way he will be caressing it, the way he will be pressing it. I say, Abike Jagaban. Mo bedi fue, you are the lady. There's no other Abike. Any other Abike is a counterfeit. She really, and these are things that depress women. These are things that, where they feel, I'm no longer sexy, I'm no longer attractive, I'm no longer whatever the case may be, my husband doesn't want me, or my whatever. And I'll try English. She was talking about appreciating women for who they are and appreciate. Oh yeah, there was a point where she talks about when your woman keeps telling you no. So she was saying about when men say they cheated or they went outside or they looked outside of their marital home because of the wife is always, I'm tired. But it depends on how you're asking her. It depends on what you're even asking her for. That if you're asking her, but it says, Tobag Borisabe, under the sheets and everything, and you start kissing her from the toes up, or for warabi, that by the time you get to the apex, like in between her thighs, it's not rape. It's not rape. There's a way you can seduce your wife. It's not that, so therefore you just climbed on top of her baga. No, there's a difference between rape and seduction. And I was like, she's right. She's right
about that. She's right about that, though.
She's right.
Anyway, she's absolutely right.
If you all just excuse me, I'm about to go out. Still on holidays.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much for signing
Rachel
in.
And
Efforts greeting you.
Oh, she's here now, so she can say hello.
Oh, our mommy,
hello.
Where is she? Hi, Remy.
Hello.
Rachel, this is Remy. This is Mrs.
Hi, Remy. Hello.
This is Mrs. Barry White.
This is
the one and only. Every other person is a counterfeit.
It's not lies.
How are you?
She knows all of us now.
You're live on the show.
Oh, am I on the show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for borrowing us for coming on for 20 minutes. I know the minutes are counting. I know, it's credit. Thank you so much. We look forward to hearing from you once you're back in Canada. Have a fantastic rest of your holiday. Hope you have a good time anyway. Hope you had an amazing time, and it was so great to finally meet in the flesh. The next one will be in New York. Abi Rachel, no be so?
Yes, people.
Correct.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye. 20 minutes.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Take care.
Bye. So that's Abike. I really do believe that everything she said was spot on. I think she said it in a language because let's be honest, there are enough books written in Oxford English and Queen's English, and we need this Yala 13s. We need it. When we finished saying, because I remember that we covered it on Aproko Hour as well. The girl with the cucumber, the beauty pageant girl or whatever. As much as people were saying, Omo Bruku, Omo Kiriko, she stuck a cucumber up her whatever, she did this, she did that. Do you know how viral that video, upon how dirty that video was? One stinking mattress that you could actually smell it through your screen. She did it wearing hair nets. It was the most, just unsexy. Yes, Nigerians shared the tale of the girl with the cucumber. Cucumber rained all over Facebook, all over. So there are people who will listen to this Abike thing. There are husbands who will probably call their wives' attention to certain parts of this video. I cannot believe everything she managed to cram into it. When she hit on postpartum blues, I was like, you know what? Nah, she's preaching.
Initially,
she's not just when you dirty,
When you get the video, you are thinking, it's Abike again, and then you start listening, and it's like, okay, yeah, I said that. I think so too, but I didn't say it this way. So even for you, that is a prim and proper person, it really takes the message home. Because you can't even translate it into English. Translating it into English, it loses the
gravity.
It loses the gravity. When you listen to her, you're like, whoa, okay.
She talks about the things you can do to appeal, like go forward. I can't say that in English. Forward is not the same as stroking. Forward is more than stroking. It's like massage.
It is more than stroking.
Yeah, so it's something that will hit you in a very, very primitive, because there's a part of your brain that translates Yoruba that doesn't quite know what you are translating, but you understand the gravity of the word. You can't explain it in English. It's just something that your psyche understands exactly what this person is trying to put across. She moved away from women. It wasn't like a bashing thing, and that was another thing that I completely loved. It was equal. She came for men, she came for women, she came for everything. She talked about small dicks, she talked about big dicks, she talked about licking, she talked about curved dicks, she talked about when somebody is not in the mood, when another person is in the mood. She talked about the winter months, she talked about the cuddling that you can do, the language. She talked about there was a part that she mentioned about like a love language. Like there should be some things that are just sacred to you and your partner. There should be some things that by the time Tabatima Foju Baso, he knows how you're feeling, he knows exactly what it means, he knows exactly. She talked about dress to impress, like she talked about going to a Pasuma concert, that if in as much as she would like to go sexy and like to go like slay queen and everything, she understands that the clientele there, the people who are coming out to watch a Pasuma concert might not understand that this auntie just wants to look good for herself. That which is what she said. But she was like, if I am with my man, I want him to be drooling the whole time. And I just found that so powerful. Like, for your man, you can dress anyhow you want, look anyhow you want. If you know he's crazy about your butt, make sure you wear something that will make him, by the time you tell him, hey babe, please come and help me zip up this dress. That's if you guys will ever make it to the function that you're going for, because he'll be so impressed by how you look and everything. And women are busy doing, no, I'm a married woman now, I can't wear that. So, oh no, I'm a married woman now, I can't wear that. And then, you know, he the thing he married you for, or the physical attributes that he liked when he married you, you keep them completely covered even from him. I mean, she was just spitting the truth the entire time. 27 minutes of nothing but gospel. It's not in a language I would employ, but Abike tried, Abike over tried. So, have we finished with Abike? Should we move on to Usher real quick?
Oh, yeah.
We have 15 minutes to talk about Usher.
We have Usher and Monica Ambrose. Real quick. I was going to cover Monica Ambrose right after Buhari because it's to do with presidency, but we'll get to her right at the very end. So, Usher, the lawsuits, and you know this is how it goes, right? The day we found out about Tiger Woods, one woman, one golf club, all of a sudden, women started coming out of the woodwork, right? It's basically the same thing.
Like termites.
Exactly. Turns out there was one initial woman. Usher settled $1 million out of court. No one ever heard. No one ever had anything to do with it. He settled. That was the end of Solomon Grundy. This Jane Doe sued him for $10 million for even finding out that as at the time she slept with him, he had herpes and he knew. So she's suing him. She sued him for $10 million for, let me read all the things she said she's suing him for, because you know how it is in America. You heap all the charges and you hope one sticks, so that it's like, they'll give me $6 million or whatever the case may be. She's suing for being exposed to herpes, inflicted negligence, battery, I don't quite know how she's going to prove that, and emotional distress. That was what she was initially suing for. Now the news has broken that apparently she went to get tested for herpes and she has come back and she tests positive. So she's now completely changed the lawsuit and has added 10M again to it. So she's now suing him altogether for 20M for this. So let me go to Rachel, actually, because you're in America, you probably understand your legal system better than we would here. What do you make of this whole thing? Do you think she's a gold digger? Do you think she's just reaching and hoping for payday? Or do you think, she's absolutely right to sue him? Or what do you think? What do you make of the whole thing?
It's a mixture. Because this is a second person. This is different from the one that he paid $1 million.
That's right.
So moment, this is all on Usher. He's an adult. And in the state of California, which is where I think they all reside, it is illegal to do this. If you know you have a sexual transmitted disease, it is illegal for you to have sex with someone without telling them that, hey, full disclosure. Yeah. I think she's looking for a little bit of payday because $20 million is a lot of money.
For something that at the end of the day, antibiotics got you. Antibiotics can sort you. Oh, yeah, the 20M.
Not really. It happens, it's viral. So, and it's never going to go away. Then the other thing is, for me, if I'm his lawyer, then we really need to prove that this is Usher. Like, okay, are we going to go test all your sexual partners? How do we really narrow it down? Yes. And that's the difficult thing.
So that's what the onus would be on his lawyers to prove that she's a slut, for lack of a better word.
I mean, the best thing for him is the best thing for him to do is pay her off. It's just going to get too much.
Yeah, it is, because it's just going to get too much. Now, every time they carry and Sheitao knows that he has the...
No, they have to be ready.
But don't you feel like if he pays her off, more and more will just keep coming out of the woodwork?
Well, it depends on
this one.
Usher was never a bastion of morality. He loved women and he took advantage of them. And he probably embraced that. So with that news coming out of the First Lady, what they need to do is open a slush fund for all the people that are going to come out of the woodwork.
Just imagine your life. You're paying off all your herpes. Why do you want to be?
I think what will happen is they'll offer them a specific amount. So they'll create a slush fund. They offer each one a specific amount. Outside of this one that has already turned into media nonsense, they offer them a specific amount. If you now say no, that's when they're going to go and prove that your grandmother is a slut.
Yeah, that's just the only safe thing he can do. Because Usher, he had a history of difficulty being faithful. I don't get this stupid thing. You can have as much sex as you want to, but for the life of God, Trojan cost about $1 or less.
Do you understand? Do you understand? And this is so. A friend of mine was having an argument about because I made a point about. If you are Usher, remember this isn't Usher of today. Usher started from "We Like It My Way, My Way." He's been famous for a very long time. A vast percentage of the time that he has actually been famous were times when he was young. It takes even a grown-up a great deal of discipline to deal with all them groupies and everything and abstain, not talk about a cocky young boy that gets everything he wants handed to him because he's a millionaire at whatever age. You make me want to leave the one I'm with. He was doing all of that nonsense. He was like 18, 19. So but my friend was having an argument with me, or a debate, if you would like to call it that way. He was saying, actually, he thinks it's the other way around, that he feels like if you are not the kind of person who gets pussy on the regular, you can be forgiven for losing your head. Like, this girl greed, this fine girl, blah, 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 blah. That there comes a point when you are Usher, you put something on the end of it. You know that if this one no agree, the next one go agree. You know there's a queue outside of your hotel room. You know your bouncers can go get you the hottest chick in any club, and they will come home with them all to come and service you. There comes a point where you're like, there's not even any chase in this thing. There's no even any, let me just strap it up and let me just do what I want to do and go. Why would, I'm like, well, you know, Bill Clinton got head under the Oval Office table. So I don't think this thing and sense, they work together in one whatever. It seems to be that there are people who have things to lose and still walk on the wild side. So, I mean, I don't know. What he did was completely illegal.
But Rachel, these lawsuits that are coming out, Usher was, what they're talking about, he was in his 30s. He already hit the 30s. If he was 19,
I remember. Yeah, because
he was a grown man.
We remember we discussed this last week, right? With Tamika. Tamika said, she point blank said, this is his first wife. She point blank said, Usher there was a point where he was so bold, so crazy with his infidelity, that Usher had sex with one of her bridesmaids. And everybody said Tamika was mad, for the simple fact that Tamika is mad, but it now transpires that she is telling the truth. This girl is one of the bridesmaids. This Jane Doe, this 20 million girl, is one of the bridesmaids from his first marriage to Tamika. Yes, he was an adult. I agree. He was completely an adult. So I just think he was careless. He was stupid. And this is CODB, cost of doing business, baby. This is what it is.
The world.
That's
exactly.
it.
It's not like as if, he was taking advantage of. The fact is, he's a grown-ass man. He knows better, or he should know better. In fact, I'm sure he does know better. He just didn't do any better. So that's the consequences of it.
Are you sure he's still not doing it till today? Are we sure Usher is still not putting it out there? Yeah.
He probably still is doing it.
Probably doing it. Do it, pay them off. Do it, pay them off. He's probably still doing it till today.
He probably still is doing it. He's just been able to keep it under wraps and, save face and whatnot. But that's no longer the case. And frankly, at some point, you need to answer for your actions. So suck it up and just pay it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Let's touch on Monica Ambrose. There is nothing to say about Monica Ambrose, quite frankly. But we're going to talk... Oh, God. Have you seen this video? Some lady who says, I think she's your sister, Richette.
say
Bless.
be warn yourself for the thank you. That one.
You know, say if na better thing I go say myself come from south. If na bad thing I go say na Rashid their people.
Don't
So
warn yourself. Which kind of thing be that one? Who say one of those people where you're lost go Italy?
he cross. He be like who first go Italy, come cross go Amsterdam. So she says she lives
None of
in
them better pass, but they be the same.
all not the same. Lives in Netherlands. She lives in the Netherlands. She wants to run for presidency of Nigeria 2019, and she wants your support. And what she wants to do is she will do all the things we don't know the name of the thing she will do. Share all the things that will make you proud of being Nigerian. She says she's not going to steal money. That was one of the first things she said. She says she's not going to steal money because she doesn't need money, because she's lived in the Netherlands for 16 years and she's doing okay. My kids are on benefit, all have benefits. That's what she said.
Hold on,
my kids don't have what?
Are all on benefits.
I'm talking. I need water.
This is how people go about and be disgracing of that. She will do what that right from here in despacito, desperado, na diaspora she won't call you.
Despacito, diaspora. Oh, okay.
Donatello, espresso, diaspora. Now she called Taya.
Is this the one that is saying they should not mind her English?
Yes, that's exactly her.
Oh, okay.
That they should not mind her English.
To be honest, you know, we're not necessarily. I mean, yes, we're a Nigerian country, and common language is English in a sense, but it doesn't have to be frequent English. So, you know, I can forgive her that. I can forgive her for that part.
I don't even have a problem. Have you heard Buhari speak? I don't mind the English. You can speak with a very
Buhari speaks good English. He's got an accent. I can forgive accent. Accent is good. Exactly. English make all of them both speak.
Exactly.
She just came out.
You can speak English. She just doesn't have to be perfect.
Disgraced herself, disgraced her family line, disgraced all of us from the south. We are now claiming, no, we are Yoruba, no, we are, because
what, you know, Yoruba? Me is my Bini girl. That one, I don't know where they drop her. Maybe they might not drop her for head. They tie her for back, thunder, fire her. She was the president of Nigeria. Now, they just build bridge from Benin to Italy and Amsterdam.
That's all she needs, exactly. Then in Benin,
you actually say her children are on benefit, and
that's what she said. That's what she said. No, that's exactly what she said. She says she's not hungry. She doesn't. So she's not coming to steal at all. That she's very comfortable in the Netherlands where she is, and her children either have benefits or on benefits. Her children and benefits, they're the same sentence, sure. Anybody can go and listen to it at any time. That's exactly what she said. That is exactly what she said. And that is the person. So she said, and that's what she said, because what she was trying to say at the point was, oh, you know, she's learned a lot of things. She's seen how, she mentions benefits more than once in this whole tip. That you know, having been on benefits, having done wanting benefits. She mentioned benefits like twice, if not 3 times. So I weep for Nigeria, because any other country, this wouldn't have gone viral. We would just laugh. You know, the way they do X Factor, then there are some people that come on and deceive themselves, or the bloopers, basically. It would have been the same, but we have a country where we don't even have a president. So why can't Ambrose run for presidency? Why not? If we can have missing presidents, why can't we have Italo presidents too?
Yeah, you know how I feel about that one. We have a great, I don't want to overhype or single job, but we have a functional and effective vice president.
Yes,
so I can really care less where Buhari ends up. Miss Ambrose or whatever. I do have, the bigger problem that I have is something that I see with many Nigerians in diaspora, not all of them, this thing about benefits. We seem to think benefits fell down from the sky.
Yes.
In this country, that nothing was put in place. I remember having a discussion with someone, Social Security in the United States, and I asked the person, do you realize that as early as just recent as the 50s, women were not eligible for Social Security in the United States? Do you realize that when the United States established the Social Security, you know why they put the retirement age at 62? Because at that time, the life expectancy was 50. They did not plan that all of you will live this long. So there was no plan for you to chop the money. Life expectancy.
So their whole plan was you'll be dead before you ever got
Exactly. So these benefits that we sit down here and we're enjoying, I'm saying, do you guys realize that people sat down and did a math that was not favorable to the people who initially started contributing into it? And you come and you're benefiting from it, and you're just going to sit down a high horse and say, "Why is Nigeria?"
Let us, even if we don't, even if we remove the history, even if till today, it is the services, the benefits that these people are eating in 2017. It's not the benefit that 62-year-old woman paid in the 1950s. Now I am paying for your shitty ass to sit at home.
Let's not even go to that one, because then my bitterness will come true, and I'm trying for my bitterness
to calm it.
I'm trying to calm, because about 2 months ago I was looking at my paycheck, and I had made about $55,000 or $58,000. I had paid about $17,000 in taxes.
It's crazy.
The hell off.
It's crazy.
But however, if I walk into an office to ask for any kind of benefit, I remember when my husband lost his job 6 years ago, we went and applied for some benefits. It was a big fat laugh out the door. Hey, you're getting nothing. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to pull back my bitterness.
I had the same thing. I left my job when I left Barclays, and I was trying to reorganize my life. I was told, no, because you left the job, you don't apply, you don't qualify for benefit. Mm-hmm. I needed money to live, to eat, and they wouldn't put me on the dole. They wouldn't put me on. And I had literally one, potato that has started growing stems and roots and everything. Mm. And I went to what was it called then? Whatever they call it, the Legal Advice Bureau, something bureau that they had. They've scrapped it now. But I went and Citizens Advice. There you go, CAB. I went to Citizens Advice and I begged them, and they just point blank laughed me out the door. So for someone to sit down and say, "Oh yeah, my kids are on benefits," the people that work the entire system, that have addresses where their husbands live in a separate address, they live in a separate address, the kids all have different daddy names. You know what?
It's so annoying. It's a whole different level, and I try to stay away from that Nigerian thing, because honestly, I have very little sympathy. There's a poor person everywhere. There's everyone having difficulty. You find yourself in Nigeria. This is where you find yourself. Live within that society. Stop trying to live in America or Amsterdam. It doesn't work. Yes. You are a Lagosian. Live with what Lagos has given.
And that is the thing. She never said once what she will do. What do you think Nigerians need? Is it
she's another Donald Trump?
Oh yes, just make it great. I'll make it proud make you proud of your country. How to make Nigeria great again, I don't know, but that's all she wanted to do. We are completely out of time. So the weekend can officially start.
Or whatever her name is that took all the time.
Abike the babe. Abike the babe.
I would put up the link on. You should put up the link to this video for our listeners who.
I downloaded the video, Emeke. I downloaded it. It's on my lap. I will on it. I will on it. So I think there's a lot to be like. I would happily do Abike Jagaban for 1 hour, Seth, because after I came away all outraged, like Madame Errora, this language is a little bit, this language is very X-rated. I was like, oh wow, she talks about this. Oh wow, she talks about that. Oh wow, she talks about this. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I wouldn't have even penned her. And by the way, let me just say one last thing before we go. I know I've said it's time to go. This is the only thing that Calabars have, where they say Calabars and sex, and their names are synonymous with sex, and Calabar woman fit thief your husband, Calabar woman this, Calabar woman that. All they do is they practice sex without remorse. They don't attach any guilt to it. They celebrate it. They hand down these exact same things that Abike is talking about, from mother to daughter, from mother to
Is that
daughter.
what the fattening room is about?
That's all it is. It's cooking.
Off my head, I believe that's what the fattening room
That
is
is
about.
all it is. It is cooking. It is the husband is the king of the house. If you see Calabar woman, she not there far from the ground. Any small thing she don't need down. The man is the I have seen my auntie, because one of my uncles actually married a Calabar woman. I have seen the way she treats her son. Her son. So you can imagine a Yoruba woman wanting to deal with this boy now. It not go fit, because it not go fit take many of the nothing do Calabar woman where she not fit cook soup every day. She already cooks the one where Yoruba woman go say you dey craze, now your mama go cook soup every day. Calabar woman ready. Then remove all that one. It is the sex, the no holds barred, guilt free, the carry go on whatever, backward never. The one that Mama Tumbosu will say, Baba Tumbosu kilo de shon Jenny kini yini kene. Calabar woman don't open Lego. She don't open leg. If care is not taken, it's her that climbs on top of Papa Ikaite, not the other way around. So when a man sees a woman who says nothing is off limits, nothing we cannot do between ourselves, no play where we not follow ourselves play, it is intoxicating. Even if he doesn't take
it, it's supposed to be Calabar.
No. And I made that point once. I said this is something they don't know. The reason why a lot of people don't know that down south, as in Bende and Benin, get this same thing. Now they say we draw the line at that subservience, kneeling down. Bende, they know well, but that sex thing. Oh no, the southern girls are very sexually aggressive in terms of if they want it, they'll take it, and there's nothing you could. They don't wait to be asked. They don't wait for you to bring it or whatever. The main difference between southwest, as in Benin, Bendel, and Calabar, is they don't do all that. Yes sir, no sir, 2 bags full sir. They don't do that one. But you see the sex one, oh, Bendel, Benin. I carry Ange for now. Now do well.
You mean yourself?
No, Anna.
It's hard now. It's hard.
Because I should say we should go pull up some of our talking drum episodes where somebody said something like, you see, if it is
we have now come to the end of the show whereby we can no longer take any comments.
Guilty as charged.
Well, we can no longer thank you all so much. So let's go around the room and say good night, starting with Bimbo.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to the show, and we will see you next Wednesday on Talking Drum.
Yeah.
Bye.
Risha.
All right, people. Good night. Good night. I got to go back to work. It was so much fun.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're at work. Thank you so much for taking the time out. So the rest of you, have an amazing weekend. Have fun. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And join us on Wednesday, 8 till 10 p.m. GMT, Niger time, and Greenwich Mean Time. We're going to be talking about are Black children born at a disadvantage. We're talking about academics. We're talking about, the starting points in life. We're going to have a couple of teachers, a couple of people who work with young children in the house, and if they are indeed born at a disadvantage, is there anything we can do to narrow that gap? That will be on Wednesday at 8 to 10 p.m. Join us then. After that, this time next week, ladies and gentlemen, it will be Aproko Hour as usual. Stay well, stay blessed, and talk to you next week. Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye.